The American Revolution was a monumental period in history when 13 British colonies in North America decided they could no longer accept British control and taxation without representation. Long before the first shots were fired at Lexington and Concord in 1775, tensions had been simmering for years. Colonists had grown increasingly frustrated with the British Crown, facing taxes on everyday goods like tea, paper, and glass, all imposed without their consent. The famous phrase, "no taxation without representation," captured this anger, reflecting the desire of ordinary colonists to have a say in the decisions that affected their lives. Intellectual movements of the time, particularly Enlightenment ideas about liberty and governance, inspired many leaders to question the legitimacy of monarchic rule over distant lands. Figures like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin emerged as key leaders, balancing military strategy, political vision, and the challenge of uniting diverse colonial populations. The conflict wasn't only military. It involved debates in colonial assemblies, pamphlets, and newspapers, all shaping public opinion. The Declaration of Independence, drafted primarily by Jefferson in 1776, formally announced the colony's intention to break from Britain and outlined fundamental principles of human rights and government by consent. The war itself was long and grueling, with battles across New England, the Middle Colonies, and the South, testing the resolve of both the Continental Army and local militias. Foreign alliances played a crucial role, particularly France's decision to support the American cause, which brought additional troops, naval power, and resources, tipping the scales in favor of the revolutionaries. Beyond the battlefield, the revolution sparked social and political changes, challenging traditional hierarchies and prompting debates about citizenship, rights, and the role of government. While the revolution did not immediately resolve issues such as slavery or women's rights, it set the foundation for a new nation built on ideals of liberty and self-determination. By 1783, with the signing of the Treaty of Paris, Britain formally recognized the independence of the United States, cementing a remarkable example of a successful colonial rebellion that inspired movements worldwide. The American Revolution reminds us that change often requires persistence, vision, and the courage to confront entrenched authority, and it continues to shape the nation's identity even centuries later. And that's something worth remembering when you next consider the freedoms many of us often take for granted.